It always does incredibly well. Why? Because I know why, because we use absolutely the best olives that are anywhere in the world, and that is the Koroneiki olives, or Koroneiki olives. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but Lauren will tell me in a minute. Brand new, you are getting 2 jumbo tins. Now, one of the tins is about 17 ounces of what we call the everyday. I used that yesterday when I was sauteing. I was doing little pork tenderloins in like a Dijon cream, and I browned them in that oil. Amazing. And then you're also getting the reserve, which is the premium reserve. That is one I would use for drizzling. I would use that more as a flavoring oil because it is very, very unique. Both of these use a very, very special order. I call this a gift from Greece. Listen, the Italians make good olive oil. I'm not saying they don't, right? But the Greeks, they're the kings of olive oil. And this is all extra virgin. It comes in these tins. The reason we put it in tins is because olive oil does not like the sun, right? It has a tendency to denigrate if you put it out in the shiny sun. So we put it in these tins. These tins pop open, and then there's a little screw on the top that you can take on or off. This is what's considered by the chefs as the best olive oil in the business, and it's from Greece. Let me get our special guest, Lauren O'Day. Is it O'Day?
O'Day, yes.
O'Day.
Hi, guys.
Lauren's here.
Thanks so much for having me.
How are you?
So excited to be here.
I am a huge, huge fan of olive oil.
Love to hear it.
And I've been a fan of it for years and years because I know it can make such a huge difference, not only in the food that you cook and grill, but also the food that you finish.
Exactly.
Things like salads or you know, if you're doing a carpaccio,
bread,
whatever. Yeah.
charcuterie.
Anything like that. These are very, very special. And look at our price. It's only $49.95. You know, we have other olive oils, a little more expensive. It's the same olives. And by the way, I wanted to ask you, why is this such a special olive oil?
Yeah, not all olive oil is created equal. Kosterina is early harvest, cold pressed, extra virgin olive oil from southern Greece, and it's made from Koroneiki olives, like you mentioned earlier. And so we actually harvest our olives early. So what does that mean? We pluck them off the tree when they're bright green. This preserves the natural occurring polyphenol content, which is filled with antioxidants, which we know is just so good for you, but it's also what makes the olive oil taste amazing.
And you'll notice the everyday and the premium, it's about the same color, but I'm going to ask you the difference.
Yeah, I'll tell you the difference.
Yeah, what is it? Because we get one in the premium reserve and one in the traditional. What is the difference between the two?
So the everyday is more of your cooking and baking oil. So think anytime heat is applied, that is when you're using this oil.
This is the everyday. I'm going to pour it in this little glass right here, and I'll show you. And you'll notice the color right away.
So you're drizzling this over sheet pans of veggies. Also, if you're ever baking and you have pancake mix or you're making cookies, the back of the box will say a vegetable oil or butter. Try this olive oil. It is so moist. It'll make your desserts turn out incredible.
Look at that color.
Look at that color.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to try this.
Yeah, this is more of your cooking and baking oil. So I'm using this to fry eggs in the morning. And then here is our premium reserve. So our premium reserve oil is more of your dipping and drizzling oil. So you're using this on top of salads. If you're having friends over, you're in a rush and you buy store-bought hummus, you can just drizzle it right on top.
All right, I'm gonna go in with a different piece of bread.
So the white has more of a robust flavor.
Right.
It's a little more bold. So if you actually try it on its own, you'll feel a little burn in the back of your throat. Those are actually the polyphenols, those antioxidants that are so healthy for us, hitting the back of your throat. Now you don't get that burn when you have it on food, but how good is that?
That is amazing.
It's so fresh.
That's like some of the best olive oil I've ever had in my life. That is so good. I like them both, but that reserve, it's very floral.
Very floral, yeah.
Right, very aromatic. And remember, there's a reason why this olive oil is so good. When you buy traditional olive oil from the store, which nobody really should do, but if you do, first of all, you're not gonna know where it's from. You're not gonna know if it's a blend, unless you read every single thing on there. But you're not gonna get that depth of flavor or that aroma. That comes from the Koroneiki olive. That's the whole difference and the game changer of it. We did not get a lot of these in. They are gonna sell out very, very quickly. My producer, Pat, just said, we don't even have auto ship, right, Pat? Or do we? So we don't even have auto ship. You gotta try this. I always say this is the best thing you can start with if you're a foodie. Stuff like this.
Yes.
Buy the best ingredients.
Yep. If you're using something every single day, make sure it's high quality, right? You're cooking with it in the morning, you're making your breakfast, you're making your lunch, you're making a salad dressing, and then you're cooking dinner with it. Make sure it's good quality and that it tastes amazing.
What I love about it is the fact that I know, I've read into how they harvest this, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier. With these olives, you want to get them when they're young. You want to get them when they're very
bright green.
Yeah, we have some pictures I think we can show of the actual, of you guys out there in the fields. So you want them very young because that's when they're at their peak flavor.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, and this is our founder, Katina. She's been on the show before. Her family is from a small town in southern Greece called Koroneiki, which is home to this Koroneiki olive.
So they're in the place where they,
So she knew good olive oil, and when she was shopping around in grocery stores here in the U.S., she just could never find olive oil that matched the same taste and quality of that her family produced back in Greece.
Supermarket oil is just not the same. Supermarket oil is not great. You get 2 of these giant bottles, guys, and they're big bottles. They're 16, almost 17 ounces each. You get 2 of them, so you're getting 34 ounces for our price. It's the lowest price we do on any of our olive oils, and this is basically the same type stuff because you're harvesting the same oils. Only I like this because you said this is actually from the town that the olives are named after.
Yeah, and being on the founding team, I feel so lucky to have been able to go to Greece and actually meet the farmers that produce this olive oil. You see olive oil in packages, you don't know where it comes from, and when you just see the dedication and the time and the love that goes into this olive oil, it really is incredible. Yes, drizzle it on. Also, I know this looks like it has some butter on it, but you don't even need butter on popcorn.
Oh,
if you've never had olive oil on popcorn with some sea salt, it is perfection.
All right, you guys liking the oil?
Oh, okay.
Look, you're drinking it by the glass.
I was gonna say, you already went for the bread, but a good sign of high quality olive oil is not only the taste, but the smell. So when you take a sip, go ahead. Like I said earlier, you might feel a little burn in the back of your throat. That's a good sign of high quality olive oil.
It's like a different world.
So,
I mean, it's hard to explain to somebody who's just had regular olive oil what this tastes like. And if you put this on, I love it on hummus. I do that all the time.
Yes. Can we drizzle some on the feta here?
Go for it. Now, which one would you use?
So I would use the white. So the Premium Reserve is more for finishing and drizzling. Look at this beautiful color. And it really just elevates anything that you put it on.
Look at the color.
It's just so, so delicious. And, I said earlier, the smell is a good indicator of high quality olive oil.
Yeah.
When you smell that, you get notes of green, freshness, apple, banana. It's very similar to that of where the olives come from.
These, by the way, they're big containers. They're pretty big. So you get about 17 ounces in each. And remember, the one in the white, that's the one you want to use more as a drizzle.
Yep.
So if you want to put this on a piece of fish, or if you want to put it, on a salad, or if you want to do it on hummus, this is the one that you're going to eat without cooking. You can cook with it, but I think it's a waste. We give you the one that you can cook.
Yep.
I would use this, to marinate lamb chops.
Yep, you can marinate meat. Yep.
I would use this for any kind of a marinade or any kind of a salad dressing.
On chicken, on fish.
You get both. We are very busy right now. In fact, my producer Pat said we have less than 400 sets of this to go out. So if you want to get it, you guys know me, and because I do this show all the time, and I'm one of those guys, if it's worth it, I have no trouble paying for it.
And it's a great gift.
It is, right. You want to give it as an Easter gift. If you know a foodie, they would absolutely love this. And I love that the story is on the back. It tells you everything about it. So if you're buying it as a gift, people can read the back and be like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. You do get both, but we only have now we're down to about 350. So it's going very, very quickly. Always takes a while. And then I tell people, I'm like, listen, if you were going to go buy fish, would you buy the cheapest fish?
No.
Ever. Would you buy the cheapest steak?
Nope.
No.
High quality.
You always go for quality because you're going to get a better product. You're going to get a product that has more punch. Like you buy regular olive oil, you're going to have to use 5 times the amount to get the flavor that you're getting. You're never going to get there because you don't. I'll guarantee it's not Koroneiki olives because those are expensive and they're hard to harvest. Usually got to be harvested by hand. There's not like giant ways to be able to do that.
They're all hand-picked.
All hand-picked. Because they don't want to bruise the olives either, and then they're immediately squeezed And they render out juice, but they
Yes.
also render out the oil, and that's where you get that bright flavor. Then they're immediately packaged,
Yeah.
and our customer gets to
like
enjoy
I said
it.
earlier, these make for such a great gift. We have Easter coming up, Mother's Day. People expect wine or chocolate or cakes. Olive oil is just such a unique and thoughtful gift.
I gotta try this real quick.
Yes.
Pat, bear with me.
Have you had olive oil and ice cream? Olive oil and ice cream with some sea salt.
I'm having one of those chips, Rose Sisters chips, with
All
a
right.
little olive oil.
Yum. So good.
That's one of the best
Perfection.
things you'll ever eat. And it's
we
a
take
cracker.
shots of it.
and
Shots of it
olive
in the
oil.
morning.
So good.
So good.
Great job. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful
Thanks for
work.
having me.
All right.